Minasan konbanwa. Welcome to another episode of Need and Need Japanese with me, Saint P. Tonight, we're going to go back over numbers. There's a reason for it. I have an idea for a video that involves 7-Eleven, so you should be excited. But before we get there, we really need to go through numbers. But before I do that, someone pointed out, say, hey man, you're playing guitar in those videos, but you know what? The tempo's off a little bit. I said, cool. If you know the song, you recognize it. But yes, it is off a little bit. My key's off a little bit, but it doesn't hinder my motivation from keep trying. The same thing should go for you when you're speaking Japanese, right? You might not sound fluent either, especially if you're just starting out. So instead of saying, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, kochira koso yoroshiku onegai shimasu, hajimemashite, right? You might not sound fluent. It might be more like, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, right? Or my father used to say, arigata, right? He just couldn't say arigato. I love you, Dad. All right? It's arigato, like the song, Mr. Roboto, domo arigato. But that's okay. Keep using it, keep practicing it, and don't let it hinder your motivation because most people are going to understand what you're saying, anyways. And the only way that you're going to get better is if you keep trying. So, with me in that song, there's a certain part of that Lemon song that I just can't get down, right? And that has to do with the right after this part, on the very first part, I can't get it down because you're supposed to hold, let it go, and then do it real fast. And I just can't do it. But you know what? I'll eventually get there. People that know the song are understanding what song it is, and it sounds kind of alright, but I just keep moving through it and I keep practicing. That's that part. But the point is just keep going. Keep going. Doesn't matter if you don't get the right parts right all the time. Just keep trying. Eventually, I will master that song. Eventually, I will master Japanese. And hopefully, you have the same mindset that eventually you're going to go out and be able to order Coco's curry all in Japanese. You're going to be able to go to 7-Eleven and tell them you want to heat stuff up, and you're going to get around and have that amazing experience, right? So, anyways, tonight I'm going to go into the second part of the number system. I guess really it should have been the first part, but it's easier than English. Like most thing I'm teaching you, I say it's easier in English. If you can count to 10 with the general numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can count to 10, you can count to 99. If I throw 100 at you, you can count to 999, which is my goal by the end of this video, that you can count to 999. Why not even 1,000, right? So I did teach you last time hitotsu, futatsu, mitsu, yotsu, tsutsu when you're ordering things. But say you want to give a girl your phone number or a dude your phone number, right? You're going to have to use a regular number system. If you want to give change back or ask for a set amount of yen, you're going to have to know the general number system too. An oversight on my part, but we're going to get to that today, and it's super easy. So let's learn to 10. And if you know this already, cool. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in Japanese, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there might be U at the end, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm no expert, okay? That's in hiragana. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. In case you're not following along with the hiragana, we're going to do this all in English, right? Or in Romaji. So number 1 is ichi. Number 2, mi. Number 3, san. Number 4, is yon. I'm going to put a star on 4, right? I'm going to put a star on 7, and I'll tell you why. Go for 5. 6 is roku. 7, nana. 8 is hachi. 10 is Q. And our 9 is Q, and 10 is Ju. All right, I put a star on 7 and 4 because sometimes people say it's ichi, ni, san, shi, go, and then shichi, hachi, right? Yes, that's true, but for the purpose of numbers and just strictly numbers, like when we're not ordering something, but say yen and stuff like that, I'm going to say 34 yen, not 36 yen, right? So learn this version of it. But once you got this down, I'm going to let you write it down while I talk about the numbering system and how it's different from English. It's going to be crazy easy for you. So the numbering system in English. How do you say, 1, 2, 3, but how do you say 10 plus 3? It's not 10 and 3. You have to learn a whole new word. You have to learn 13, right? Well, what about 10 plus 7? 17. What about 7 times 10? 7t, right? You have to learn all these different words for each number as you go up and up. But in Japanese, it's really simple. I think other languages set it up this way too. I don't know why we didn't. I don't know. Like I said, English is difficult. But in Japanese, if you know 1 through 10, you know all the way to 99. Super simple for you. So let's use 12, right? How do you say 12? Well, number 10 is what? Ju. We just said that. And number 2 is ni. Ju ni. You're done. It's that easy. 10 2. What about, we know 5 is go, right? And 10 is ju. So what about 15? Ju go. Yes, it's that easy. What about 50? Well, it's 5 and then 10, right? So it's going to be go ju. 50. What? I'm not totally following along. Let's break this down a little bit more. Let's get a complicated number up there. All right, let's look at 88. So we know there's 8, which is hachi. Ju. Hachi. 8, 10, 8. Hachi, hachi. This reminds me, okay, I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but my best friend, Sean, who lives out in Seattle, we used to watch this show. I forget what it was. I think it was Saturday Night Live with Chris Farley, where he's on this Japanese game show. You got to look it up on YouTube. It's absolutely hilarious. It's like this death game show. He has no idea. He's like, I don't know any Japanese. And he's just guessing these random answers. And he says, Hachi, hachi. And he got it right. Anyways, but yes, hachi, 8, 10, 8. All right. Let's go with 47. 4, 10, 7. 4, 10, 7. 47. All right. And it follows that all the way through 99. 9 is Q. Q, Ju, Q. 99. Or let's say 95. Q, Ju, 9, 10, 5. Q, Ju, go. Right? Q, Ju, go. It's that simple, right? So now that we learned how to count to 99, let's learn how to count to 999. So 100 is 100. 100. 200, 2, ni, 100. 300, okay, so there is a variation, just can't align. 300 and 800 are pronounced a little bit different, right? So 2 is the same, but 3, instead of 100, it is 100. So 300. And 8 is 800. Hachi, right? Pyaku. And you can remember this because hachi, happy, hapyaku, right? So those are only two when it comes to hundreds that are different. So nihyaku, yonhyaku, gohyaku, ropyaku. Six is different too. Okay, so it is getting a little bit different. Ropyaku, nanahyaku, hapyaku, kyuhyaku, sen. 1,000 is sen. Okay, and then 3,000 is zen, where it's a z instead of it. San zen. So maybe a little bit complicated, but we'll review, okay? So all the way to 99 is pretty dang easy. I'll pick a random number and we'll see if you can get it, okay? Nintendo 64. So how do you say 64? We know 6 is roku, and we know 4 is yon. So there's 6, 4, roku yon. Nope, there's something missing here. Do you know what it is? 10. Roku juyon. Roku juyon. Roku juyon ban. Itotsu onegaishimasu. So I want number 4, please. And what I said is ban, which is number. It's kind of like number. 64番. Number 64. 64番. Okay? I think that pretty much covers what I want to do as a pre-lesson to going to 7-Eleven. So I think we're at a good stopping point. But I'll go over before I leave. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I'll go over before we leave those weird variations at the hundreds level. So if I wanted to say 272, it's going to be 2, ni, then 100, hyaku, right? And then 7 is nana, then 10, ju, ni. All right, so there's 2 hundreds, 7 tens, and a 2. That's a good way to think of it. So say if it's 483, well, how many hundreds are there? There's 4. So 400. How many tens are there? 8. 80 and a 3, which is 3. So if you learn 1 through 10, which I had at the very beginning of the video, you can learn all the way up to 483. It's very easy. 483. Now the variations of the hundreds was at 3 and 6 and 8. 3, 6, 8, right? Little bit weird, little bit complicated. But instead of hyaku, it's san, byaku, ro, hyaku, and ha, hyaku. So this one just does the first part, not roku. And now I'm getting really small for y'all, and I apologize about that. Maybe you can look at it, zoom in or something. But san, byaku, ro, byaku, ha, hyaku. Those are the ones that are a little bit different, right? So if we wanted to do, let's say 888, right? We would have 8, which is hachi. Oops, hachi hyaku. I'll let you figure that out. Hachi hapyaku. I already told you. Hachi hachi. Like that show from Chris Farley. Hachi. Right. So it's not hachi hyaku. What is that instead? Hapyaku. Hapyaku hachi. Okay, so there's only 3 variations. Not a whole lot to learn. Learn this, study this a little bit, And come visit me next time when we take a visit to 7-Eleven. All right? Thank you for watching. Saint Peace out.